Marc Marquez's latest World Championship triumph has sent ripples through the MotoGP paddock, with fellow riders lining up to pay tribute to the Spaniard following his 9th career crown, a feat sealed in dramatic fashion at Motegi. The 31-year-old claimed second place at the Japanese Grand Prix behind Ducati teammate Francesco Bagnaia, a result sufficient to clinch the 2025 MotoGP World title with 5 rounds to spare. For Marquez, the victory represents not just another trophy in an already glittering cabinet, but the ultimate redemption story after 5 years of pain, doubt, and perseverance. Fabio Quartararo, one of Marquez's fiercest rivals in recent years, offered glowing praise, describing the 8-time Premier-class champion as a true legend of the sport. "More than an athlete, he's a legend now," Quartararo told reporters after the race. Already he was, but this makes it undeniable. Watching the video of his celebrations gave me goosebumps. Considering what he's been through since 2020, the injury, the surgeries, the gamble of changing teams and then dominating again this season, is simply amazing. He deserves everything. The Frenchman's remarks capture the sentiment of the paddock. Respect for a rider who, despite being written off multiple times, has clawed his way back to the top. Quartararo himself has battled injuries and underperforming machinery in recent seasons, making his empathy towards Marquez all the more striking. Pedro Acosta, often heralded as the next great Spanish MotoGP star, was equally effusive. The KTM prodigy noted that Marquez's recovery from injury, which forced him to miss more than 30 races across 2020-2023, is unparalleled in modern sport. "It was the biggest comeback of a sportsman in the sports world," Acosta said. "He was clever to stop with Honda, make the move to Ducati, and play the long game. To come back, dominate, and take another championship, he should be proud, maybe even more than with his first 8 titles." Acosta's admiration highlights the generational bridge that Marquez now represents. Where once he was the fearless newcomer disrupting the old guard, he is now the benchmark for young riders dreaming of their own place in the record books. Tech 3 KTM rider Maverick Vinales echoed that view, branding Marquez a reference and a role model. Vinales stressed that Marquez's journey from the depths of injury despair to the top of the podium exemplifies perseverance and adaptability. To arrive after so many years of injuries, to build from Gresini last year and now win on the official Ducati, it's incredible. Fighting Bagnaia head-to-head and beating him shows the champion he still is. Marquez's downfall began at Jerez in 2020 when a violent crash left him with a shattered right arm. A rushed comeback attempt just days after surgery only made matters worse, forcing him out for the remainder of the season. Multiple operations followed, including bone realignment and treatment for recurring double vision. Behind the scenes, Marquez came dangerously close to walking away from the sport altogether. His brother Alex Marquez revealed that even family members could not fully grasp the mental and physical toll. "He's the one on the bike, he's the one who went through it all," Alex reflected. "Those were difficult times, but he never gave up. He knew he just needed the right weapons to fight again." Francesco Bagnaia, who was forced to settle for second in the title fight this year, could only admire Marquez's resilience. "There aren't many words to describe Marc's season and his last 6 years," said the two-champion. "The way he overcame everything is admirable. His mental strength is unmatched." Marquez's 9th title will be remembered as more than just a number. It represents the culmination of a sporting resurrection rarely seen in modern motorsport. Many had predicted his career was finished after his arm injury and repeated setbacks, yet his decision to leave Honda, the manufacturer with which he won 6 titles, proved decisive. His move to Gresini Ducati in 2024 was initially viewed as a gamble, but it gave him the freedom to rediscover his competitive edge without the crushing pressure of a factory ride. That single season laid the groundwork for his 2025 move to the Works Ducati team and the subsequent World Championship. By equaling Valentino Rossi's 7 Premier Class titles, Marquez has reignited the eternal debate over MotoGP's greatest rider. With Giacomo Agostini's record of 8 still within reach, the Spaniard's hunger for history is far from sated. More than the statistics, however, Marquez's story resonates because of its humanity. His tale is not one of effortless domination, but of struggle, sacrifice, and a refusal to bow to circumstance. It is precisely this journey from the darkest of lows to the highest of highs that elevates him from champion to legend. And as Quartararo, Acosta, Vinales, Bagnaia and his brother Alex testify, Marc Marquez's legacy now extends far beyond his own achievements. He has become the living embodiment of resilience in MotoGP, a role model for every rider who dares to dream of greatness. Another fascinating aspect of Marquez's 2025 title is the way he has adapted his riding style. Gone are the reckless lunges and aggressive saves that defined his early career. Instead, we are now seeing a more calculated, mature rider capable of managing tyres, conserving energy, and striking only when the moment is right. This evolution underlines his ability not just to recover, but to reinvent himself in order to stay ahead of a new generation of talent. Critically, this reinvention has also influenced the wider grid. Young riders who once tried to mimic Marquez's spectacular elbow-down, on-the-limit approach are now beginning to balance aggression with strategy. In many ways, his transformation has altered the DNA of modern MotoGP racing, proving that adaptability is just as important as raw speed. Off the track, Marquez's journey has also reshaped the relationship between riders and manufacturers. His bold departure from Honda, once unthinkable, demonstrated that even the most decorated champions cannot carry a struggling project indefinitely. By moving to Ducati, he not only revived his own career, but also highlighted the growing power of riders to take control of their destiny within the sport. It is worth noting that Marquez's victory also arrives at a time when MotoGP itself is undergoing significant change. The field is deeper than ever, with multiple manufacturers capable of fighting for podiums and young stars emerging every season. In such an intensely competitive era, for Marquez to rise above them all after years away from the top is arguably even more impressive than his dominant seasons with Honda. Fans, too, have played a pivotal role in shaping this comeback story. Marquez has always been a divisive figure, with his aggressive style and fierce rivalries often sparking debate. Yet the overwhelming support he has received during his struggles has transformed public perception. What once drew criticism has now earned admiration as supporters recognize the courage behind his relentless pursuit of greatness.